Welcome back. It's the Jeremy Mills Podcast, and welcome to the official YouTube channel. If you're new, click below to subscribe, like the video, tell a friend, do something. If you're new to the podcast in general, check out the official website, jeremymillspodcast.com. There's written features, history on the crossover, whatever you need, it's on there. Also, subscribe to the official podcast channel. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, everywhere you get your podcasts. Welcome back. It's the Jeremy Mills Podcast, and today we are joined by, and I'm claiming Seattle. I know Chicago mainly, but I'm claiming Seattle.
You're good.
Seattle rapper Don Dishes. Welcome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Do you want to be called Dante or Don Dishes? I'm going to feel like...
I mean, whatever you choose.
I'm going Don Dishes.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm going Don Dishes. I've never started out a podcast with cheers before, but...
we can do that.
I feel like it's appropriate. Cheers.
100%. Thank you, brother. Cheers.
So for full disclosure, we met through M3_Beats, a.k.a. Marcus, who was on the podcast, and he is the official beat maker, producer, whatever you want to call it, the podcast.
Yeah. That's my right hand, too. So.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
Basically, we met through our buddy Thaddeus. I was out in Bellingham, living out there, going to school, and I did a show at the coffee shop there at Western. Met Thaddeus, was rolling, and he was like, man, you got to meet my boy, Marcus, M3. And I talked to him online, just like, yo, what's up? He sent me a beat. And that was the first banger like I ever really wrote, was Flavor.
Okay.
One of my favorites. So after that, we were just rolling, bro. Started doing shows and just started making it happen.
What initially stood out to you about his beats? Was it just, what you could do with it, or?
Man, it was right when I heard it, like the intro factor of it, of Flavor. Like, I'm a dramatic ass person, so the intro just pulled me in, and I was like, bro, this is chop. And then it just reminded me of that Twisted style, so I was running on it, and from there on, it was just fire.
And when you hear something, do you have like a pace in your head that you immediately think, like, all right, this is, or do you have, freestyles that you've thought of already that you just haven't put to a beat yet? I don't know that process really, so I'm interested.
I got you. No, really, when I hear a beat, I let it sink in. I just let it happen to me. Like, I start to freestyle to a beat first, and that's how my verse forms. So I'll let a beat run. If it's like 3 minutes, it might run, 6, it might go 12. But I'll just freestyle, and then I'll play it back like, okay, what's hot about this? Take parts, and then kind of build it from there. That's me now. But from Flavor, it was really just listening to it and honing in on it, just studying it. Like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do probably. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna write. So, but now, I take all my freestyles now because I'm good at it, and then I put them into more structured bars. Yeah.
And I want to get into freestyling a little bit later, but give the people a backstory, when did you become a rapper? When did you even realize that you wanted to become a rapper?
I always did music. Like, that was what I was introduced to early on, and was a love of mine, just a feeling. Did talent shows in grade school, so like second grade up maybe. I don't think I did the first grade shit, but second grade up, I was running it, doing music with my sister, but I was singing then. So as far as rap goes, man, I don't know. It kind of just blended in there with the singing, and then I was like, yo, I can't really hit the ranges and do things with singing, so let me try the rapping. And it was like, yeah, this is what I do.
But you were just comfortable with singing and comfortable, being in front of a mic. And
exactly. Just comfortable performing like what I loved. Like, I did All For One, like a song by an R&B group one year, and then the next year I did Men in Black, with Will Smith and shit. So it's like, I did everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what appealed when you started to kind of, realize maybe, hey, I could do this, or I'm interested in doing this, maybe even just as a hobby? Right. What was appealing about it?
I guess it was more the culture and the style. Like, seeing them on TV and stuff and how rappers looked and how they were doing their thing, I really gravitated to that instead of like, early on seeing like Drew Hill with these flexy sexy niggas, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't my style. So I was like, yo, the rap guys, that's where I'm gonna go, and that's what I do. And then my buddy Tris, who I met in Kent when I was going to grade school there, he had crazy flow, bro. Like, he's number one in my book of flow. So I started dealing with him, and I was like, yeah, rap's my thing. Doing the roll call on Cube 93 with him. So yeah, man.
So obviously with anything, starting out sucks, and everyone is terrible when you start out.
For certain.
How did you get past that? Because freestyling, I imagine, I've done it, when I was a young kid, just messing around, with your friends. But to take it and actually make it sound good and then do it for people and in front of people is a whole different thing.
Yeah, man. I don't honestly recall. I can tell you that I would just do it, in front of friend groups and like random people. I'll just do it, and nobody ever was like, Don, you're trash. So that was awesome. And I just built it from there, getting reactions, seeing people's faces when I do certain flows or like hitting certain songs, you know, like on them. Like I would take someone's style and try to, you know, mold it basically, because I didn't have my own until I found my own, of course. But yeah, just doing it in circles, friends, older kids, you know, just do it and see what the hype is. And I would get some hype, so I knew I was doing something right.
And is that what maybe motivated you? Is that reaction to people and that in person? Definitely. And maybe that translates to shows now.
Oh, for sure. My shows, I can admit, I think are way more hype than like my album might be or whatever you want to say, my projects. But that's a difference, I think. You know, you go from like a project of work on stage in front of somebody, and like I can see somebody's face when I'm doing a verse, and I'm like, yo, yeah, you need this, so I'm gonna give this to you. And then after I give somebody a verse, bro, I'd see them bugging, so I'm like, yes, like, you know, it's definitely different than the album would be.
Is that something you envisioned? When do you think you got your first taste of that?
Oh, first taste of that, man. First taste of that had to be back, man, probably like I don't want to say 2010, so maybe like 2009, 2008. I did a show at this Vietnamese noodle bar. It was called the V Lounge or the V Bar in Seattle. And it was hella intimate. Like we were in this little semicircle couch area, and like we were right in the middle. So I was just flowing, just doing this flow. I don't even remember what I was flowing. Of course, it's just off the top. And looking around, all I could do was this and just seeing people's face. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep freestyling everywhere I go, because no one else even wants to go now. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I think about art that I've done, for maybe just the podcast in general, there's some things that are for me, there's some things that are for other people, you know, some parts I enjoy different, you know. So for you, what is most rewarding? Obviously seeing those people's faces and things like that, but is there in that creative process, maybe just the process of doing it, something you really enjoy, or seeing that finished product?
Yeah, the finished product is always definitely, I'd say a gold star. The finished product is nice. The process, I won't say I enjoy that all the time, because the process can be tedious, and the process can be, you can feel like you're drowning, you know, when you're trying to make something perfect and you're just like, dang, I could probably get away with just half-assing this, but like, am I really going to put it out if I half-ass it? So I don't love the process all the time. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes I hear a beat like Flavor and I just burst into flames and then it's fire. But sometimes it takes a month or 2 months to actually get it, or I change the verse, or I'll get on stage and start a song and I'll do something else. And that tells me right there, nah, bro, obviously the way you wrote it is not how this should go. So the finished product is a gold star. Process, I'm like 50-50.
Yeah, it's got to be hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
So throughout that process,
yeah, I kind of dodged you on that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Kind of the thing, I don't know if you'd like the no mind concept makes sense to you.
Kind of, but what? So
kind of for creativity and things like that, for me, I feel like I'm best when it's, you know, no mind. You're fully just in the moment. Maybe that's when you're on stage and you feel that just something just comes out and you have that new lyric or the new way to say it or new something.
Yeah.
How much of that incorporates itself into your writing or your performing?
I got you. I think that's every time. Because my process to break it out is like I'll get a beat and then I freestyle to it. So that's where the no mind is right there, I think, if I'm understanding you right. Because I'm freestyling. Like, I hear it and I'm just, whatever's out of my mouth. It could be mumbling. It could be real words. It could be humming. Like, it could be a flow that I might want to hit later. So then I freestyle to it as much as I feel. Then I'll stop it. Then I'll play those back. Like, I have hundreds of voice memos. So I'll just play it back. And I'll be like, okay, this chunk really hit what I wanted. Where is that in the beat? Then I structure. So I think the no mind is every track. Every time it starts there with just a blurt of words.
Right, getting it down. And like you say, I'm sure recording it is a huge part of it. And listening back to it isn't always easy. Right.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes you're like, what are you doing, bro? Are you too lit to really get down? Right. Sometimes I just be wilding. You know, sometimes you experiment. But most of the time I'd say it's rewarding to play it back, because I'm just like, okay, that's where I was taking it. And before, when I couldn't record it, when I didn't have a phone capable of getting it nice, or like I'm at a party and nobody's capturing it and everybody's like, oh man, them flows you were spitting with fire. And I'm just smoking like, oh, word for real. And then it's like, damn, but what was I really saying, you know? So freestyles can be a gift and a curse. Like you can drop fire in 1 second and then your mind might not click the same. So, you know, it's got a weird gray range to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
what about confidence wise? So when you have to listen back on something that maybe isn't good,
right?
You know, we've all been there. Where do you get your confidence to be like, no, we're good. Let's keep going. There's something in there. Let's keep moving forward.
Right. Cause I know I'm killing it. Not to be cocky, because I'm not a cocky human, but I know this is like, that's what I do. So if I reached for my phone, I started recording, I already know that it was something that was worth my time. So I'm able to press through it, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So that'll keep me strong. But yeah, I mean, I easily cut away with the bullshit. Like there's going to be a couple in there that I'll take away. Not everything bombs.
Is that self-taught?
I think so. I think you need to have the experiences that pump you up enough to feel that, and that have you thinking, yeah, man, like this is what I'm here for all the time. And those jitters and things start to go away. I think especially with on stage too. After you do shows and people after are like, yo, Don, oh, let me get your contact. Oh, what's up? What are you doing? Then you're just like, yeah, I might be scared. Like in the morning when I wake up, like shit, I'm opening for who right now? And I'm like, oh. And I'll see M3 and I'll see the stage and we'll sound check and I'll look at them niggas and like, oh, who is this guy? And I'm like, okay, we're good. Like, let's go.
So those jitters never go away. It's almost a good thing, right?
There's always something. Yeah, you got to check yourself. You know, you're not better than Yoda. There's always Yoda. You know what I mean? So to watch out. Don't get comfortable. You know, there's always the master. Yeah, but yeah, they'll stay there. You just control them. Yeah.
So to you, what makes you proud of a song when you look back and you've gone through that process that you don't like and you're finally like, all right, it's done.
Right.
What makes you proud? Other than the people that are, you know, bobbing their head and stuff, when it's just you
just
and you're
me
like,
in the cut. Yeah. To be honest, it might sound weird, but it's just a feeling that I end up getting, man. Like sometimes some songs can drive you to emotions, and sometimes there's just a feeling when you play something and it stands out. You know, like you can play songs and listen to things on the radio that stick. And I think maybe that's what that feeling is. But I get like this little vibration, like, yo, yeah, like this is what you do. And I'll mouth it without even saying anything. Like I already can feel me trying to do me. You know what I mean? Me trying to do that song. I'm like, yeah, this is it.
Do you ever feel weird, like being really into your shit?
All the time. I try not to play my shit, you know, like with other people. Like, I don't know why. I probably should do it more. But yeah, I don't bring that up.
It is a weird thing, though.
It is. It's hella weird, man. It's
even if
almost
it's
uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah.
But I feel that a little bit sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I really like this. But I'm like, I mean, I'm listening to something I did.
It's almost like, am I that guy? Like,
right.
Am I that cocky guy? Like, do I love this too much? But you
almost have to have that. I feel like
you do
to have the confidence to put yourself out there and to do it.
Definitely, I think it's just being a humble guy when you have that feeling. You know, when you're like, when you have that in the back of your mind, like it's a plus. You know what I mean? Like good that you don't just blare your stuff and just tone deaf to everything else.
Right.
Like you should have some humility for sure.
What songs are you most proud of when you think back? What sticks like immediately when I say that?
Flavor, real quick. Flavor. Yeah, to me, Flavor. Other people got opinions. Flavor's my shit. Got This is fire that I really haven't played for many people, but that's out. I'd say, yeah, definitely Flavor. Man, Flavor, bro. I love Flavor to death. A lot of the things I do, bro, I like them, but the standouts, they haven't really touched the surface yet, to be honest.
And just what about Flavor? Just
It's the bounce. It's the bounce of Flavor. Flavor reminds me of what I listened to early on, like Do or Die to me, like the way that I started to chop the flow, like that just really touched me. And that's the one that set it off. So it'll always be like trying to reach up to the Mecca, like to the MJ. Like I'm always trying to beat Flavor because they know about it.
So what about you doesn't come across in your music, do you think? Because I've listened to a lot of your stuff.
Right.
You know, I'm sure that's a part of you, but I'm sure there's a different part of you as well that people would never expect.
For sure. I think the background story, I haven't touched that too much, like how I came up, upbringing, things like that. The inner shit that really, like, you know, the no snitching shit, like that's why I don't do that to an extent. Like I just don't need to inquire with those people anymore. I don't need to give that information. But some people were like, bro, you got to go ahead and get that out. You know, that's your code. Like you got to go ahead and handle that. So that's coming, but it's hard. That shit is hard, bro. So
for real,
it's not really in my shit yet.
Is that your truth? You're the only one that can.
Yeah, exactly.
That's heavy.
That's a heavy pill to swallow from every aspect, from life, women, growing up, going from my grandfather's, going into adoption, like shit that I stumble over now, trying to talk about, like it's real, bro. So
same, like it's like love my family above anything, you know, but if there's like bad things that have happened, and like, I know what you mean by you almost feel like you're snitching. It's like, I'm not about to talk bad about it. Some shit that went down was bad, but I'm, you know.
I hear you. I agree 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was in it, but like, I can watch that and not say anything, you know, but with music, that's what you got to put out, because there's so many people who are in that same thing and they're still living it like day to day. So that I can talk about it and be an advancement off that and be doing what I'm doing. That's a power that I got to tap into.
Question I was trying to think of and I forgot a second ago.
Yeah.
When you listen back to your music that's, you know, maybe 4 years old, 5 years old, older, does it seem like a different person? Do you still relate to that? Because I listen to stuff that I recorded like 2 weeks ago and I'm like, who is that person?
I got you. Sometimes some of the things that I made, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but I remember me then. So I'm just like, yeah, that was then. I get it. It was me. But maybe the way that I said it and stuff, I'm like, I could have done better. So yeah, in that aspect, like, who is that? Because I wouldn't do it like that now. But in that time capsule, that's what I produced.
What is the most meaningful compliment do you think you've ever gotten about your music?
Most meaningful. Man, I don't really know. I've gotten a lot about my presence on stage. I've gotten a lot about how I'm up there and people feel drawn to that, like just me being there. And then when I start doing what I'm doing, most people didn't expect that to come out anyway. So they're like, damn, like you captivated us. Like you pulled me in, and like I definitely thought this might be a wash, especially since I opened for so many people. People are just like, yeah, this is the time that I'm supposed to fucking get a drink. But then they hear it and they're like, yeah, let's go over here and see what this is, because it's pulling them. So yeah, I think that I can just draw people in.
What are your favorite places to play around Seattle?
That's tough.
Or what makes a good place to play maybe is a better question.
Man, if the back scene gets a little better in the scene itself, you know, I think the people who book the shows need to be a little more down to give the raw talent and the local cats a chance without having to force you to sell the bar. Because we're in Seattle. You know you're finna sell drinks, my man. We know this. Now let's try to think about the talent one time and try to cultivate, you know what I mean? Because there is an audience that wants to see people from their backyard there. But if you have people who got to sell drinks all the time, it's not going to be young homie who's got some creativity, but he only has like 17 friends that are going to be able to get in, you know what I mean? So it's that's what I think would make me more happy, if the background people who are booking would open up their mind and their heart. Because we all know the dollars are there. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to stress that anymore, I don't think. Not all the time, you know what I mean? Case to case.
Right.
But if I had to pick a place, my favorite one was the 2-Bit Saloon before it shut down. Because I got to perform there and they let me do what I wanted to do. The place got packed up, you know what I'm saying? And it was intimate. It was nice. There was local cats that came through. So that was a really cool venue. Other than that, Nectar's dope to play. Hard to get up in there, but it's dope to play. And, you know, there's a few others. High Dive is cool. Yeah, that's cool. You know,
right.
They're all right.
What about the crowds in Seattle? How do they compare to other places you've played? Chicago, I'm sure you can...
I wish I played in Chicago. I just never played in Chicago.
You've never played in Chicago?
Never once. How
has that not happened?
I was only there till I was like 5, so I'm not.
You were rapping back then, you know. No, I'm just.
I was a little too young, and I wasn't. You know, my connections, like my aunt and my cousins out there. So I have cousins now, like we're of age, we're grown, like that I connected with over like Facebook and stuff. But a few people I got lost with. But yeah, now I could probably go out there and see what's up. So that's cool. But yeah, I never played there. Played around here, played Idaho and like places in Washington, but outside of here, I'm still trying to tap in. Yeah.
What about advice you wish you would have been given when you were starting out? So you're, you know, along in your career now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you can think of stuff like, man, I could have saved myself a lot of time if somebody would have told me this, or a lot of stress or something.
Right. Man, hunt for a manager. Hunt somebody down who feels like what you're investing, and obviously not just me, Marcus, because he was with me the whole fucking time, M3. Find someone who's down with your investment and is down to put their investment right alongside yours early. because once things kind of click, you know, you need that person to be like the segue to get you places and things, because not all the time can you wear every hat. I mean, I wear a few hats, but I'm not that dope at wearing the manager hat and things like that. So
it's a lot that goes into it. People never realize promotion, and I'm sure a lot more, you know.
Just the day-to-day, the hand-to-hand combat, the chopping it up, the little conversations here and there, getting off the stage and still being down to like converse with 80 people plus that guy you got to talk to get that next good gig, you know? Because once you get screwed by the venue and you pop up there and you do your thing and you get some love, I'm out, bro. Like, I don't even really want to be here anymore because I want to give the venue my money back. You know what I mean? I'm a homebody too, so I like to just do my thing and get out of there if it's not really popping. So, yeah, man, get with somebody quick who can help you with that part, because that's a key factor. Unless you've got that, then, you know, run with it.
Right.
But yeah, just build your team up a little bit. Try to.
Right. Do a little behind the music here.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked about Got This, and I just want to throw it out there because that's the song I've been listening to. People go listen to that song. You'll love it. I'm sure I'll be throwing it in here also. But just the story behind that. Take me back to when you were writing that. What was going through your head? What were you thinking about? You know, what's the meaning behind that song maybe?
Right. That song's got a lot of ideas in it. Where I was when I wrote it, man, I want to say I was in like Tacoma at the time, still like living back with my mom, like in the basement. So I want to say I was in that state of mind and just kind of, man, yeah, I think that's where I was, just building from there. Yes, there's not just one like location I went with that song, just so you know. I definitely dance around a lot of ideas in that song. So I think that's just a embodiment of the way I was feeling, I guess.
And is that with a lot of your songs too? It's not necessarily just about one singular thing, like.
Yeah, I'm not really that guy. You know, like I do that as far as like the writing job of it, because I love to write and try to, you know, mold songs for people. But yeah, when I write, I just do it. And the theme usually comes from the hook a little bit, like that might touch in my verses more. But yeah, if I think about a chick that's hot when I'm writing and I want to bubble up something and the beat's nice, I'll do that, and I'll go right into telling you something you need to hear, and I'll go into something that might be super deep and personal, and I might go back trying to fuck that girl again, you know what I mean? So yeah, I run.
It's gotta be real though.
Yeah, it's gotta be real. It's coming from here, so that, yeah, if I'm feeling it, I just edge it out.
What about Sip Slow? That's a song I listen to a lot of too.
Yeah, Sip Slow was some darkness, bro. Sip Slow, I was in a spot, man. Sip Slow, I was trying to tell myself to slow down, but in the song, it sounds like I'm telling someone else to slow down. So I'm telling you like what you probably should do, you know. Sip slow, you don't want to go fast, you know. All these motherfuckers that get caught up in the past. I was worrying about a lot of shit. You know, people were weighing in on me about old things, and I was like, dude, get out of here. Like, you're not here with me trying to do this, so don't tell me to stop something and don't weigh in on what happened. Like, I'm looking forward. So yeah, Sip Slow with some darkness.
I like it. Made for some good music. Which
unfortunately, yeah, for sure. Hey, I'll take it, man.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So you talked a little bit about before the podcast, and you know, you kind of mentioned maybe some more things are coming.
Yeah.
So for the people out there who have enjoyed your music like me, can we expect more music, and when can we expect more music?
Definitely. You definitely can. I've definitely got it. Always got it. But I would say in about 2 months to start to hear some things come out. As far as like an EP, I know I've got that in the works. That's going to go into recording definitely next month. You know, it took me a while to get who I need to know and the funds that I definitely have to do it. So that's what's holding me back, and my own procrastination. So first to defend myself right there, but now to let you know, yeah, 2 months, I got you. I got a lot of freestyle stuff. Like, I'm going to do a project where it's just my ideas and thoughts that I recorded on a real mic and on my phone mic. Like, I'm not really worried about quality and things like that. It's ideas and, you know, quick flavors to give people, and hopefully they'll move off that. With the EPs, I mean, I've got the Don Code coming. I've got Cadillac Nightmares that'll come out first. And M3's all over that, along with a few other surprises. So, yeah, I've got it. It's definitely there.
And is it similar to what you've done, you know, probably the stuff I've been listening to, or is it
It's a little more personal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving a little more personal. I'm digging a little deeper, trying to tap into that power, like I said, with relating to everybody, because I know we all have a story, and mine's got some wild fucking roller coaster rides on it. So I'm gonna touch that. Also, we're grown. We're trying to find love. I got a lot of that in there. I got a lot of pain. Hit the R&B feels again, because that's the root. You know what I'm saying? So I'm there too. So I'm definitely doing a lot more personal sound.
It's not easy, but like you said, it's gonna be powerful, and there'll be people out there that are gonna relate to it. And
for sure,
those people, if they want to keep up with you, where can they find you?
You can definitely find me on SoundCloud /Jontay. So don't do Don Dishes, but you can search Don Dishes and find me, but it's the /Jontay. So that's how you can really find me. I'm on Spotify too, just with a couple of those cuts like Sip Slow and things. So you can find me on there too. Don Dishes on the Spotify though. Don Dishes.
Don Dishes on the Jeremy Mills podcast.
Yes, sir.
Also came rocking the Rugrats shirt, I would like to say.
Word.
Oh no, it's a whole 90s shirt.
Yeah, I got Nickelodeon in the house.
I just got Rugrats. That's my.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I got.
What show are you picking out of there though?
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
The duo's too strong. The duo's too strong.
That is a good duo.
Yeah, bro.
Phil and Lil though.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, they are killing it. This whole shirt's killing it. But if I had to go with the squad, it's Arnold. Yeah.
Gerald and Arnold.
Yeah,
those are real ones right there.
And their boy Abner, the little pig.
Abner.
Yeah, that's the little homie.
That's how you into podcast. Jeremy Mills podcast.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Thank you.
Word. Hey.